but it is now time to actually introduce you to my colleague and managing director, Alison Cryer, who will be having a chat with Elizabeth. Elizabeth is the resort manager for the Amoa Resort located on the large island of Savaii. But before I leave them to the floor, I will be showing you a couple of very short video to introduce the property. So there we go. Okay, good morning, Alison.
My camera
Alison,
helps. Hi, good morning. How are you,
good
Joseph?
morning.
My camera a bit.
Well, thank you very much for joining us again today, Alison, for our next installment of our In Conversation with series. And I believe that today you've got a special guest with us, who's no other than Elizabeth from the Amoa Resort. Good morning, Elizabeth. Alofa. Can you put your camera on? Excellent. I will leave you ladies to
Hello.
have a chat. Again, if you do have any questions during the webinar, please do use the chat box and I will make sure to read your question towards the end of the webinar. But Alison, Elizabeth, the floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And hi, Elizabeth. It's funny seeing you on the screen rather than in Samoa itself. Talofa.
Talofa, and good morning, everyone. I'm sending you all some sunshine.
Absolutely, you've done a good job. We have a little bit out here. Those videos bring back such fond memories of your beautiful resort and also of Savaii. And one of the notes there that made something quite important to me was the difference of Savaii and Apollo, because the two islands are so dramatically different. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about your resort first, and then maybe what the difference is between Savaii and Apollo?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce to you all Amoa Resort on the beautiful island of Savaii. I'm well aware that whilst not all of you have been able to get to Samoa, we hope you do come down soon. And what awaits you here on the island of Savaii is something very, very different to perhaps tropical islands that you or your clients are used to. And to come over to Savaii, where Amoa Resort is something that must be done once in the life, or perhaps even more than that. So once you've arrived to Faleolo International Airport, we're just a 1-hour ferry away. And the reason why we say feel the difference at Amoa Resort is because it's something that we hear a lot from all the guests that travel here. It feels different to be in Savaii. And the reasons for that is I hope to share with you. Savaii is the tradition and cultural capital of Polynesia. Everything is just naturally the way life should be. And not on a stage show, as you do see in other bigger Pacific holiday destinations. Everything is actually just happening as it has done for a couple of thousand years. So Amoa Resort is not too far from the main port of entry, just a 20-minute transfer. And we have premium villa and hotel room accommodation. And we're just 27 rooms, so we're quite boutique in size. But as you can see here, a swimming pool and a big lagoon across the road with water sports activities. So small in size, but the facilities of a much bigger resort. So I hope that gives you a good introduction into why you need to get to Savaii, and also a little bit about Amoa.
So first of all, Elizabeth, you didn't mention your wonderful staff and the fantastic hospitality that you provide everybody, whether they're a day visitor or just a lunchtime visitor or an overnight visitor. And on that basis, neither did you mention the food. Your food, we saw some beautiful pictures there of your food. And I can just guarantee to everybody that what you see is what you get. And some of the most memorable meals I've had in Samoa have been in the Amoa Resort, especially recently when I was there for the STE, and you put on that lovely party, which I think was probably a bit of a last minute decision by the STA to suddenly all come to Savaii for the first time. But it was amazing. The food was amazing. Everything's fantastic. So congratulations.
Yeah.
And the great thing about Savaii is, as we can see here from the picture behind us, is the contrast in landscapes, isn't it? It's high. It's about, I think, 1,800 feet high. Is that right? And you can do all the sort of volcanic different discoveries, like the blowholes behind you, the rock faces, the village that's petrified still from the volcano. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about that? The kind of different things you can do based at your resort, but obviously just popping out for a day trip here and there.
Sure. So Savaii offers a lot of options for those who are water lovers and beach seeking beautiful white sandy beaches. We do have those, and in fact, just within our village, or if you decide to go further, we have the quintessential white sandy beaches with the beach valleys that Seb had mentioned earlier. But aside from that, we also offer, the volcanic experience, which is blowholes as well as lava ruins. We have a 100-year-old volcano that erupted, and the lava flowed through a church and over the sites of a grave, which is quite mystical as well. So a lot of guests do like to go and self-discover. The island itself is 200 kilometers, so easy enough to do in a day, or also do it in smaller chunks, so that you can drive and discover the blowholes and the Southside waterfalls on one day, and then perhaps another day explore the lava ruins as well as the beaches. So different options to do, not just all flop and drop holidays.
Exactly. And then there's hiking and horse riding, I think, as well still, and you can hire motorbikes. You mentioned your village, and I think that's really important for everybody to kind of understand, is that Samoa is all about villages, and everybody in the village is really involved in hospitality and tourism on a daily basis. They work in the hotels, they do the fear nights, they do the dancing. And as you say, it's not just put on as a show, it's just what happens in life in Savaii and in Samoa. And then I think you've got the oldest church in Savaii. Is that the church that we went to for our church service when we came over?
So we have many, many churches. In fact, my village where we live has 7. We love to get guests involved in church, whether they go to church in their normal lives or not. They often say it is one of the best experiences to hear the choirs of the Samoans. We always say in heaven, the Samoans will have the choir. It's that beautiful. But yes, consider Samoa as one big family. Whether you are from the family or you're a visitor, we really have the art of hospitality from thousands of years of culture, which that really has a big priority on the family unit. So in our hotel, like you mentioned, with the food and with the hospitality, it's really sincere and from the heart, because that's how we do it in the islands. It's very at the natural pace, not so much like the hustle and bustle of city and the city life where you guys come from, but it's a must-to-be experience, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And talking of that, I mean, I brought people over just for the day and got big complaints. The only time I've ever had a complaint about anything I've done in Samoa, because we didn't stay long enough. So I haven't done that since. You'll remember that day.
Yeah.
So, you know, but you can visit Savai'i for a day and come to Amoa for lunch. It's a great location for doing that. But really, 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 a minimum of one night, and I would say a minimum of 3. And if you can afford a week of your life, that would be the best week of your life, because you can just chill and relax and find a peace that you would probably not find otherwise. How does everybody book your hotel or your resort, Elizabeth? Because these are all travel agents. They obviously want to make sure they earn a living, so they need commission. What's the best way for them to book? Through a ground operator, directly with you? How does it work?
Sure. From the Northern Hemisphere, we do operate through Island Hopper, which I think a lot of the Northern Hemisphere are using them. Seamless connection, because they also are now tapping into our channel manager, which means it will be instant confirmations. We're moving forward with the technology. If you ever needed assistance from our side, we're just an email away, so we would be able to hold a booking if the time difference didn't mean that you could get a hold of Island Hopper. But it's pretty easy to book us. We have a website as well. So you can also do a bit of research if you wanted to look at including Amoa on the itinerary, which you definitely should. I will support that notion that Savai'i is definitely not a day trip. It's good to stay longer, because once you get here, people do want to stay longer, and it's quite a way to get here from the UK. So we would suggest staying more nights than less.
Yeah, and you can, if you're really one of those people that has to do things in a hurry, you can hop on a very short flight over. But the ferry experience, as you said, it's only an hour, and it is an experience, and it's a beautiful crossing, and it's really worth doing as well. So that's great. And we mentioned earlier that the King and Queen are in Samoa hosting the CHOGM, which is the Commonwealth Heads of State meeting, and all the other heads of the Commonwealth countries. And I believe you've got a very special day on the itinerary of the CHOGM delegation coming up. Oh, we seem to have lost.
Yes, indeed, Alison. We feel very privileged. We won't say exactly who.
Looks like we've just
the official pendant itinerary. Sorry about that. We are hosting the CHOGM Spouses event, which is an independent vehicle of the CHOGM program. We feel very privileged. We're not 100% sure whether the royals will visit us, but we surely will treat everyone as a royal on Saturday.
As you always do, Right, I've seen a few comments coming up in the chat box. First of all, apologies. What I meant was, you could see behind us that the backdrop, that's the volcanic landscape that you see quite a lot in Savai'i. But you're quite right. Looking at the blowholes, the mountains are behind me, except they're not today. So you haven't got mountains in your pictures, and one of you picked me up on that, so apologies. I think I've just seen a question asking about which is the best kind of accommodation would you suggest for a couple on their honeymoon. Elizabeth, you showed us some of your beautiful rooms there. Which would be the one that you have as your honeymoon suite?
Sure. We definitely would recommend a poolside villa. That is in one of the videos, and the videos will be sent to you after. So a poolside villa is just as it mentions. It's a villa with a king bed, has the mosquito canopy, just for the effect, not for the real mosquitoes, because the room is all air conditioned and tightly sealed off from any outside disturbances. And then it has a tropical outdoor shower, which is the highlight of most guest stay. I will say, if I can drop a new update from Amoa, some of the villas have now been transformed to have an indoor and an outdoor shower. So if any guests are concerned about having a shower outside, some of the villas, which you need to request at the moment, will have an indoor and an outdoor shower option. So you can decide to have whichever way is your preference.
I have to say, the outdoor shower is such a special experience that I can't imagine having to swap or wishing to swap that for the indoor version. But some people might prefer an indoor shower, so at least they have a choice. Any other questions? Everyone's been very quiet and listened to us patiently. Does anybody have any other questions?
I cannot see anything in the chat box, Alison, Elizabeth. You've covered quite a lot, so I think you would have answered most of the questions that would have come up. And I'm with you, ladies, on the outdoor shower. Best thing ever, especially at night under the star. That was one of my highlights, staying at the Amoa Resort with many others, but that was great. Polly is actually just asking, is it 1 hour by ferry or by plane? The crossing by ferry takes an hour, Polly, and they are running quite regularly from early morning until late afternoon. On Sunday, I believe that the timetable is a little bit more spaced out. So on Sunday, you need to make sure that you're leaving Savaii early enough if you have to get back onto the mainland of Upolu.
And it's important to pre-book at weekends because there's a lot of families going backwards and forwards across from the two islands and rugby clubs and all sorts on the ferry. But the plane ride, I believe, is about 10 minutes. Is that right, Elizabeth? I think it's with Samoa Airways. So that's...
Yeah, it would be less than 10 minutes. At the moment, it's only a charter option, but there is a domestic terminal that has just been built. So we're hoping for a regular service, which I'm sure you guys will update the agents once that's happening as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Martina wants to know if there's any extras that you afford to the honeymoon couples. Do you give them a special welcome drink or anything like that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We do the wine and the fruit platter inside the room. And when I talk about fruits, we're not talking about we're talking about the beautiful tropical fruits, so fresh papayas and mangoes when in season, pineapples, etc. And when you've travelled so far, that is really something that our honeymooners look forward to. Of course, we do them. A welcome drink, and we do have our own shuttles, so we look after them from the time they hop off at the ferry. We start spoiling them from there. Just an email away. Do let us know if there's anything we can do to make it extra special. And sometimes guests that come to Savaii, they're really into the cultural experience, so we do weaving classes for two, or we do village walks for two. And these are things that are a little bit different to your normal honeymoon whole lifetime.
Yeah, I think, I think we might be losing Elizabeth here, but basically what she was saying was the experience of being in a village, meeting the chief of the village, getting to see the kids and everything is really a very special experience, and that they will make sure that the honeymoon is the very best experience of their lifetime. Any other questions before we let you all get back to normality and reality, and Elizabeth get to bed?
I cannot see any more question in the chat box. But Elizabeth, Alison, thank you so much for your time this morning. It's been great to learn a little bit more about Savaii and your beautiful resort. I cannot wait for one to come back and spend some time with you, hopefully in the very near future. Thank you to all of you for joining us today. Again, this webinar was recorded, so I will make sure to send you a copy of the presentation over the coming days so that you can share it with your staff staff and colleagues. If you do need anything, in theory, you all have my email address in your inbox, but my details, as well as Alison's, are here on the screen for you. Do reach out. Do not forget to take our online course. SamoaSpecialist.com is the link that you need to become a Samoa certified specialist. And please do follow us on social. There's a lot of information that we post on a daily basis, whether it's on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter. The handle is simply Samoa Tourism. Again, thank you very much to all of you for joining us today. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Talofa.
Alofa. Bye bye. Thank you. Fafatai.